Hey, beautiful heart, what's vibing today? No, your eyes are not playing tricks on you. You there is no picture, so it will be a black screen as I go through and drop some knowledge on you regarding the current energy we're under and why certain things are happening or coming up and how you can navigate that. So let's get into this. We have a big week. What I'm calling this week is the threshold week. Why? Well, because we are going through this great change. We have not been here before historically. So there's that. But I know the energy is chaotic. Absolutely. It's all over the place. You know, if you've been watching my videos, I talk about the adventure park. Yes, get your adventure park passport ready because the rest of February and March is absolutely going to be buck fucking wild. It's the best way I could put it. Now, how you go through this energy and how you respond or react to it is absolutely going to either help you move through it with ease and grace or have you moving through it like it's quicksand. So let me break it down. Right now we have Neptune in Aries, which is the quiet revolution. Think of like spiritual fog plus personal will equaling identity re-enchantment. So yes, we are all going through a time of looking at who we are. How are we showing up? How do we want to show up? And if you've been showing up or you want change and you know that's what you're being called to do and to change, but you're like, I don't know how to do it. Remember that adventure park pass? Make sure you have that handy. So Neptune in Aries is dissolving borrowed identities. What do I mean? The masks we wear. We all wear masks. And 2025 really revealed to us where we were wearing these masks. 2026 is asking us, do you still align with the mask you wear, the identities you wear? And those identities and masks are based in survival because that's how you've been living life, surviving. But now this quiet revolution, this great change, many of us are going from survival to thriving. And guys, it's a completely different vibration. So yeah, you're gonna feel a little funky. It's okay. So aside from dissolving the borrowed identities, we're also rewiring the relationship between intuition and action. What do I mean by that? Well, have you found yourself in the past going, I knew that was going to happen, but you didn't listen to your intuition, so now you're kind of irked with yourself that you didn't listen because you knew it was going to happen? That's what I'm talking about. 2025, we had a lot of opportunities to practice with our intuition, meaning not doubting, not getting into fear, not gaslighting ourselves. So now, here we are. This timeline is about trusting our intuition, trusting what we know, even if we can't see it. Neptune in Aries is also making people feel unmotivated by old goals, but yet deeply pulled towards truth. So if you're finding yourself not attracted or not wanting to do the things you used to do or that used to excite you, and maybe you're at that point right now where you don't know what your real truth is or what you want to pursue, it's okay. Like I said in yesterday's video, guys, it's not going to be a Cinderella bippity boppity boo moment with a fairy godmother where, one moment you're just barely getting by, and then bippity boppity boo, next thing you know, you have it all figured out and life is just rocking and rolling for you. That's not how it works. It's inch by inch is how it works. And don't get, thrown off by that, oh my God, it's going to take a lot of time. It's about consistency. Consistency breeds momentum. So basically, Neptune in Aries doesn't ask, what should I do? It asks, who am I when I stop performing? And if you had a thought that came up of, but I'm not performing. Well, if you're wearing a borrowed identity or a mask, you absolutely are performing. We can perform in relationships, in jobs or careers or what have you. If you are looking for outside validation, you're performing. So, and again, absolutely no judgment. That's what we learned. That's how we got this far. But now, that is the question Neptune in Aries is asking. Who am I when I stop performing? Who am I when I do not need outside validation? Let that one sit for a little bit. So we also have Pluto in Aquarius. What is Pluto and Aquarius doing hanging out together? Well, they're breaking down false systems. Think external authority, outdated roles, tech misuse, and performative identity. Ooh, wasn't I just talking about that? Is it Neptune and Aries here to ask that question? So now we see Pluto in Aquarius is supporting Neptune in Aries. The other thing with Pluto in Aquarius, it forces inner sovereignty, meaning it forces you to go inward and own all of who you are. It also exposes where people give away power instead of embodying it. If you're looking for outside validation, you're giving away your power. If you're saying yes when you really want to say no, you're giving away your power. When you buy into the old stories and you fight for the old story or argue the old story, you're giving your power away. So Pluto doesn't destroy your life. It destroys what was truly never yours. Pluto is a heavy-hitting planet. And all of the planets that I'm talking about right now and all of, where things are at, pay attention to the signs because we have a lot of water. Water's emotions. All right. So moving off of Pluto in Aquarius, we have Saturn in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces says embody it or release it. This is where choice comes in. Saturn in Pisces is collapsing spiritual bypassing. It's forcing emotional maturity, and it's asking for gentle discipline, not force. Rest is part of mastery. So with Saturn in Pisces, you absolutely can feel drained and tired, confused. Rest, rest, rest. Especially if you're one of the people that have an old story that if you rest, you're lazy, or you've got too much to do, you can't rest. Guys, here's a secret power move. In metaphysics, rest is a key component. Why? Because when you're at rest, monkey mind isn't running the show. When you're at rest, you can get the downloads. You can get the answers through rest and quiet. So yes, rest is a huge part of mastery. All right, moving right along. Next, we have Jupiter in Cancer. Another water sign. So Jupiter in Cancer is like the background support. It's amplifying emotional truth. It's healing through home, safety, nourishment, and it's a nervous system regulation. And guys, the nervous system regulation is the fastest way to expansion. If you ignore your body this week, you will feel worse. Growth right now comes through safety, not striving. So safety can mean something different for all of us. But hear me, rest is part of safety, okay? The next thing that we have is the moon in Scorpio. This is the emotional undercurrent. This started the other day. But basically, this is that emotional undercurrent where the outer planets are rewiring our reality. The Scorpio moon is pulling the truth out of the body. This Scorpio moon is not a light moon. It's depth, it's purging, it's honesty, it's emotional compression. So what does that look like? Surfacing unspoken emotions, triggering stored grief, anger, desire, or fear, intensifying intuition and emotional memory, and it makes avoidance impossible. So I've had many people reaching out or writing to me with a similar question of why all of a sudden are past memories from childhood that I really don't want to remember coming up. Well, Moon in Scorpio, Jupiter in Cancer, Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries. It's what we're being called to look at right now. So, if you're going through this, let me break down some of the physical symptoms. But before I do that, one more little thing on the moon in Scorpio. Scorpio moon asks you to feel your feelings all the way through, not to think about them. That's the key. If you have stuff coming up and you're in your head and you're trying to think about it, analyze it, figure it out, you're going to feel worse. Why? Because thinking about it is the old energy. In the new energy, it's about embodiment. Embodying how you feel. Knowing how you feel. The answers will come when you drop them into your heart and you allow your heart, your soul to give you that answer. So all of the emotions coming up, we don't want any emotional bypassing, all right, or spiritual bypassing. Don't talk yourself out of it, none of that, because you cannot overcome what you won't face. So feel the feelings. Don't attach to the story, but feel the feelings and ask yourself, are you still in alignment with this? And if not, thank the feelings and release them. So some of the physical symptoms you might be experiencing or going through: mental pressure, yes, headaches, identity fatigue, sudden intolerance of bullshit. I know that one's hit me really hard. In other words, if it's not full-blown honesty, you don't want a part of it. You might be feeling like you can't pretend anymore. Loss of interest in things that used to matter to you. Confusion paired with clarity. What do I mean by that? You may know what your purpose is and what you're supposed to do and be here to do and should be doing, but you might be confused on, how do I do it? When do I do it? Do I have all the things to do it? That's what I'm talking about. That goes hand in hand with, I don't know what's next, but I know what I am no longer accepting. That's a good thing. If you know what you don't want, you can narrow down what you do want. But don't focus on what you don't want, because you're going to get more of that. The desire to withdraw. I'm a full-blown Taurus. I'm an April Taurus. And I love my alone time. I love my solidarity. But this is a pull towards even more so if you're like me, who love being alone in solitary. Another thing is less tolerance for noise, drama, or urgency. Emotional release without a story. Guys, this is key right here. You can feel the feelings, and remember what I just said. If you've got a story going on about the feelings, that's what you need to release. That story is your block. So practice, again, feel the feelings, but release them without the story. You may be having a strong pull towards simplicity, more sensitive, protective of your own energy, and feeling like you need to release what you've been carrying. So to wrap all this up, Pluto in Aquarius is truth about power. Neptune in Pisces is truth about identity. Saturn in Pisces is truth about emotional responsibility. And the Scorpio moon is truth about what's been buried. All that stuff you don't want to look at, so you push it down. That's what's bubbling up. Because guess what? Just because you push it down and ignore it doesn't mean it disappears. Not at all. It doesn't. It sits, it festers, and it will always decide to show itself at the most inopportune time. So that's what we're looking at, and that's just this week. I know coming up, we're moving towards an eclipse. We've got something going on the 17th, 20th. We've got a lot going on, guys. So stay tuned. Like I said, I wanted to get this out. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an understanding of what is going on, especially with these thoughts and emotions, okay? All right, guys. This one's not going to be that long. Look, under 20 minutes. Awesome. Sending each of you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.